Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin Cash, the BitPay debit Visa card. So this says BitPay, and you can go to restaurants or pay for whatever you want with cryptocurrency. And we'll talk about the CoPay wallet. So first thing we want to do is check in on our portfolio, and let's go ahead and do that. So this is the portfolio we were working on last time. We're gonna buy another $20 of cryptocurrency. My earlier videos, the portfolio was a little less complex. You can look into that. But right now, we're going to look into the Bitcoin Cash and see if we can put $20 there, and then I'll go into why later. So our portfolio, let's check on the prices just for fun here. So Bitcoin's at 91.68 and Ethereum's at 736.28 and EOS is at 18.24. All right, so we have about $95 of cryptocurrency. I've made 5 videos before. I think that means I've put in about $100. And looks like we're down $4. So the market cap of these coins, if I go to update that, I want to own a portfolio around the same percentages as the market cap. So I want to have mostly Bitcoin in my portfolio, and I do. Second biggest coin is Ethereum, which mine is. I'm a little heavy on Ethereum right now, a little heavy on Bitcoin compared to these ratios. And I'm going to go in and buy some Bitcoin Cash. So on my phone, I've got Bitcoin Cash. I use the CoPay wallet. And let me see what my balance is here. See if I have $20 to send. I do. So where would I send this $20 to of Bitcoin Cash? Earlier we used the Trezor. So in my cash box, this is kind of my holding area for cryptocurrency for the purposes of the live stream. So we have a Trezor hardware wallet, and we'll check the balance on that, and also check where we would hold our Bitcoin Cash in our portfolio. I want to show you before this card. It goes along with this website, so you can see I have $500 available on this card. This is cash, not cryptocurrency. You can see that I spent it at these restaurants just in the last few days, May 5th to May 8th. So over 4 days, you can see I spent, I don't know, $100 or so. And then I added money to the card. I added this using cryptocurrency, which we'll do in this session. So let me just refresh this so it doesn't flake out on me here while we're using our hardware wallet. So we go in here to the wallet. I figured out why it was showing me my balance before when I hadn't even logged in yet. It was because I had cached the wallet after logging in. So after this step, it can cache it, and then it'll just go out on the blockchain and update. If you stay logged in with it, it won't allow you to send anything or do anything, but since the blockchain is public information, it'll allow you to see what's on the blockchain. Let me just get logged in. And that sequence, it changes each time. So the sequence that I just did there, next time it'll change. So you can see this $58 matches this $58. This amount of Bitcoin, 0.006412, matches this amount. I can show more precision there. The Ethereum, we've got that on a different wallet right now. We put it on Exodus. I'm probably going to take that off and move it to the Trezor at some point, but we'll do that in a different session. So specifically, I want to talk about Bitcoin Cash. So if we pull this down and switch to Bitcoin Cash, it's letting us know that it's possible that things can get mixed up. We'll talk about that. Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, they share a common history. They used to be the same blockchain, and then they split off, and so it was a fork. If you had a balance at that time before the fork, you had the same balance on both sides of the fork afterwards. You know, when it forked, we didn't know who would be the highest market cap or the highest price coin. But now that the fork is about a year old, we know that Bitcoin, BTC, kind of came out the winner over Bitcoin Cash. Now that could all change. You can see that there's 17 million Bitcoins. There's 17 million Bitcoin Cash. One Bitcoin is worth $9,000. One Bitcoin Cash is worth $1,500 right now. So this can always be in flux, and we're gonna try to keep our token balance. Like we have 0.006 Bitcoins. For $20, we're gonna get a lot more than 0.006 Bitcoin Cash, and so we'll do that without further ado. So we went into Bitcoin Cash. We went to receive. I can show the address here. It confirms the address on the Trezor, which is kind of nice. If you think that somebody's hacking your software, or that your Trezor is going to send it to the wrong place, you can actually verify on the screen of the Trezor that it's the right address. So we'll copy that, and then I've got my CoPay wallet here, and don't really want to show you my balance on my phone that I walk around with every day. It's not a super high balance. It's probably something equivalent to that, but I think, if somebody were to steal this from me, it's possible I could go back to BitPay and say, hey, I got robbed, refund me my money, please. If you lose cryptocurrency, there's nobody to call, there's no customer service, so I'm a little bit more protective of my cryptocurrency balances. I try to keep a lower balance on my phone, and a lower balance, anywhere where I would remember my password. I don't want to get held up and asked my password, so I just keep a low balance. The safest way to keep it is on like a paper wallet or a hardware wallet that is locked away in a vault somewhere outside your home, somewhere you don't have access to, like a bank safety deposit box or a vault somewhere else that you can't even get to if someone were to try to hold you up. I'm not that paranoid that I think something like that would happen, but I try to take precautions and just think through the scenarios. So we're going to send some Bitcoin Cash to this address. Let me click send on my phone wallet. Actually scan. I'm going to scan this barcode. And I can see that it's using the old style account. Bitcoin Cash has its new style address. And I can confirm that it's the same. So I'll say send payment to this address, $20. Alright, so when I slide my phone, it's telling me the fee is, whoa, that is not right. I want to send Bitcoin Cash, so this is what it's warning us about up here. This is your Bitcoin Cash wallet. I usually just work with Bitcoin. I've had a little bit of Bitcoin Cash ever since the fork, but I haven't used it on a day-to-day basis, so I can see how easy that would be to mess up. Let's try this again. I'm going to scan this. I'll say send payment to this address. And it's giving me the option of BTC or USD, which I don't want either. So let's try this again. Let me go back in here. So when you install a wallet on your phone, it asks you to save off the seed, which is a series, in this case a series of 12 words, and you want to save that offline. So if you lose your phone, or if you have to take your phone in for service or something like that, you want to have your seed somewhere else so you can access your Bitcoins without your phone. And I installed the Bitcoin Cash wallet on my phone just a couple days ago because I wanted to try this out. I wanted to use it in this series, and I'm not really that used to using it. So let me try Bitcoin. I see my balance. For some reason, when I scan this address, it says Bitcoin address. It doesn't say that it is a Bitcoin Cash address. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I've got it here. I'm going to scan it. This is really quirky, so I don't know that I would recommend doing this on a day-to-day basis, but I can copy the address to the clipboard. I can click on Send Bitcoin Cash, and the recipient if I can figure this out. I wish you could see my phone screen. Send Bitcoin Cash. Wow. How am I going to show you this if it's not working? Bitcoin Cash, 20 USD to it's like it's I can send it to myself, I can copy it to the clipboard, but whenever I key in, whenever I scan this address, it thinks that it's a Bitcoin address. Which it specifically says do not receive Bitcoins into this address. So how would I, in order to continue what I'm trying to do here, I want to send Bitcoin Cash to my Trezor. That's the high level thing. Regardless of whether this works or not, I want to send some Bitcoin Cash in there, and man, I'm so tempted to just keep trying this. I love to figure this out, but on the live stream, I don't know if I can hit pause or something like that. This might have worked. No. All right, so let's try to convert this to a different address format. We're gonna switch to the, a little bit geeky side here. Bitcoin Cash has its own address format to prevent issues like this, and this is the address, the Bitcoin Cash address that we want to send it to. Let me see if I can convert. All right, so it converted it to this format. Now, if this website is faking me out right now and they're trying to steal people's money, this is bitcoincash.org. I don't think they would be doing that, but just in case, I'm going to send just a couple dollars to this address, and this might work a little better. There we go. So as soon as I scanned this address, it went straight to Bitcoin Cash. I'm going to type $1 USD. The fee is free. So either I'm donating these guys $1, or we're going to have $1 show up in this wallet. So I will slide to send. And it's encrypted. Sending transaction, signing transaction, broadcasting transaction, payment sent. Look at that. It showed up right away. Okay, so they weren't scamming me. So this address is the one that the Trezor software showed me when I clicked on Bitcoin Cash. I don't know if there's an option to switch it, but the same address in a slightly different format is here. You can see the letters are all lowercase, and it's a little bit longer. This format is called the cache address. There's probably a technical name for that I'd like a little better, but it's the same address. It's just that it tells software that you're using Bitcoin Cash and not Bitcoin. So since that worked, I'll send the other $19. So let me scan this one and send $19. Try it again. I don't know if it's because I'm still sending this and it's still out on the blockchain. Let's take a look and see about confirmations. It says unconfirmed. Let's go to a Bitcoin Cash Explorer. Alright, so it's not confirmed. You can see my transaction here. So I think what's going on is I sent the dollar. All the Bitcoin Cash on my wallet is all in the same transaction. It's in the same Bitcoin Cash account. And when Bitcoin, the way it works is it uses multiple account numbers. You always send your whole balance from the account. So if you had $1,000 and you wanted to send $100, Bitcoin would send the whole 1,000, but it would send 100 to where you want it to go, and then it would send the 900 to a brand new account number that you have access to. It uses an HD hierarchical deterministic seed to generate thousands of private keys and thousands of account numbers. So if you own that one seed, you actually own access to thousands of private keys and account numbers, and that's what allows Bitcoin to send less than the full balance to people, and then it sends the change to a brand new address. So I think what happened is I had all of my money in all of my Bitcoin Cash in one address because I send it at once to my phone. I hadn't I had used it a couple times. Anyway, it's still confirming. I'm not exactly sure on that technical explanation, but according to this, I have plenty of balance to send the other $19. This transaction is still confirming. Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash are a little slower than Ethereum. Ethereum doesn't use that multiple account thing. So on my phone it says unconfirmed. On this blockchain, 0 confirmations. So the block time on Bitcoin Cash is 10 minutes. That's the same as the block time on Bitcoin. Ethereum block time is 15 seconds. So if I were to send my Bitcoin Cash right after the block was created, right after everybody else's transactions went into the last block, then I have to wait a full 10 minutes before I'll have a chance at my transaction hitting the next block. If I send it just before, a minute before the block is cut, then my transaction would go in right away. And then if my it's not called gas on the Bitcoin network, but if my transaction fees are set too low, it's possible that the miners will include other people's transactions and not mine. It's interesting. You can see on this Blockchain Explorer, I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me blow this up a little bit. So this was the change, the $85. So you can actually see my balance out on the blockchain. I sent $1. I had $86 in my account. I sent $1. It sent $85 back to another wallet. This is why I'm not able to send the other $19 right now, because my money is being sent back to myself, and it's busy, it's not confirmed, and I'm waiting. So, seems like it's been longer than 10 minutes. I don't know why. Yeah, there's the penny fee. Yeah, let's just switch to something else for a moment, because this is going to take a little while to confirm. Still stuck on 0 confirmations. So I'm going to write just the time. These transactions, even in the advanced mode, they don't have a time. So the only time concept is the block number. Since this transaction is not confirmed, it's not actually in a block, it's waiting to be mined into a block. And so, you know, this transaction could sit out there for hours and not get really a timestamp or a block number or anything to tie it to the clock. I'm curious how long it takes for this transaction to be mined, because I feel like I've been waiting about 10 minutes or so, but we'll call it 8 a.m. So it's 8 a.m. Pacific time. And let me just refresh one more time. Usually Bitcoin Cash is really fast. The good news is, you know, we only sent $1. So if there's some sort of problem, you know, I should just lose $1. But because of this concept of it sending the whole amount, you know, it basically empties the account and sends you the change. You know, I feel like I'm at risk of losing $86 here. I've been working with crypto and Bitcoin for quite a few years, and I've never had the blockchain, you know, lose anything. Like if I can find it out here as a pending transaction, that means it's pretty much my money, or it's going to wherever I want it to go to. But it's always a little unnerving to see, you know, no confirmations after a while. Chances are I'm going to be gleefully happy in another 5 minutes or so. Okay, so we talked about the BitPay card. Let's talk about why we're doing Bitcoin Cash. So when you add funds, like if we want to add $5, it asks you, how do you want to add $5? Do you want to add it using Bitcoin with a 28-cent fee, or Bitcoin Cash with no fee? And if you select an option, I've been using it with Bitcoin for the last couple months. I'm just now trying it with Bitcoin Cash. You know, this is how I find out the quirks of the system. That address thing that the Trezor had, I think that would only, you know, that's related to the Trezor. So if I click Bitcoin Cash, I get a bunch of warnings, and then I click receive, show address. It's wanting me to log in again, but that barcode is, you know, it's a Bitcoin barcode, and that is a shortcoming of the Trezor wallet app. It's not really Bitcoin Cash's fault. And so, you know, it's good to actually know that and try it out. Hopefully when people try this 6 months from now, the Trezor Bitcoin Cash wallet will have updated to that new address format, this format with all lowercase letters, and then you know, it shouldn't be an issue. So that's good to know. It's also good to know that if I ever scan this format with my CoPay wallet, it's going to default to Bitcoin, not Bitcoin Cash. And I don't know if that's by design or a bug. I'm assuming it's by design, and I'm just a new user. I need to know how this works. Let's see if we get some confirmations. Oh, wow. All right, so it's like we got the right network. We're on Bitcoin Cash. I see BCH. I see our transaction. No idea why it's not confirming. That is quite interesting. While it's not confirming, you know, if you've lost a lot of money or you're worried or something, what would you do if your transaction wasn't confirmed? You know, the right thing to do is relax and wait. You see it on the blockchain. It's going to happen. But while you're anxious, if you want to do something, not that it's going to help move it along, but you can learn about the blockchain and learn about the different explorers. So I'm at explorer.bitcoin.com. There's another popular explorer called Insight. Inside, whoops, not that one. Inside Explorer. And you can choose the network. I know they have a Bitcoin Cash network here. There we go. Okay, so here's the problem. So this explains a lot, I hope. So these blocks were mined 19 minutes ago. This was just, you know, it's 8:13 in the morning. So Bitcoin Cash mines a block about every 10 minutes. And the way that mining works is people have to find, they have to hash and find the next block. They the blocks have leading zeros. I'm not going to go too in depth on mining and how this works, but you can see all these leading zeros. Well, when you hash something, to get that many leading zeros, to get 1 0 is really easy. To get 5 zeros would be impossible for my computer. But the Bitcoin network or the Bitcoin Cash network, they have a lot of hash power. They can just keep hashing and find a matching hash with 5 leading zeros in probably a minute, or probably a second, with all that mining power that they have. So there's a difficulty, and I'm not sure exactly what this number means, but it has to do with the number of zeros. So if all of a sudden Intel came out with a new chip that can hash 10 times faster than their chips from last year, and these miners just bought them up like crazy, it was super cheap and super fast, what would happen is this difficulty would increase. It would add more zeros to the beginning of the block hash, and all that extra power that you would think can find these blocks faster, 10 times faster or 100 times faster, because it would be more difficult and we're adding more zeros, we won't be able to do it any faster, and it basically keeps the block time every 10 minutes. So the goal of the Bitcoin Cash network is not to find these hashes as fast as possible. It's to find them at a rate of about 1 every 10 minutes. So what happened to us here? I'm sure we're in now, but I'll finish my thought. So what happened to us is all these other people out there, we have one transaction, 290 other people, they all wanted their transaction mined, but 10 minutes came and went, and the miners couldn't find those leading zeros. And so they kept looking and looking and looking and looking, and it took them 19 minutes, the difference between 20 minutes, to find it. So during this 20 minutes, 292 transactions, including ours. If I refresh ours should be there. I hope. Yes, there's our confirmation. So now we'll be able to send our other $19, which is of this 85. But there's other blocks like this one that happen 4 minutes apart. And in that 4 minutes, only 74 new transactions came in. So you can see this happened again here. So the Bitcoin Cash network can be fast, as fast as 4 minutes for a confirmation, or it can be very slow and take 19 to 20 minutes. Looks like this one could have been even longer. I don't know exactly what the timing is here, but if for some reason these transactions start taking on average more than 10 minutes each, then this difficulty will lower, the number of zeros required will lower, and you know, maybe people don't want to mine Bitcoin Cash, and so they turn off their miner. Maybe the cost of electricity goes up, they turn off their miner. The overall hash power of the network can decrease, and they'll just decrease the difficulty, make the hashes easier to find. They can find less leading zeros, and that puts it back on target at 10 minutes. And who decreases the difficulty or increases it? It should be built into the code. I'm not that much of an expert on Bitcoin Cash, but I believe on Bitcoin it is built into the code. Okay, so now I can send my $19. That's kind of crappy, the way that worked out. So I want to go here and back, scan, and 19 US dollars, and it's QQMS99, and I just want to make sure we still got, yeah, QQMS99. Okay, $19. And before I send on my phone, I'm going to log back into this thing just so I can see see the transactions. Let's go. Back to, I wonder if I could switch it, if there's an option to switch it to the other account style. Alright, let me just log in here. And press the button, transactions. Okay, so here we are with our buck, and here I am with my phone, slide to send, $19 coming at us, hopefully, password. So my phone is encrypted with a password. There goes, $20.11. So when you see unconfirmed, that means your transaction is waiting to be mined, it's usually sometime between 1 and 10 minutes, but sometimes it can be 20 minutes like we saw today. So let's go back to our portfolio and update it with the Bitcoin Cash that we bought in a long roundabout way. And the current price is $15.87. So I'm going to just format this as currency. So we got $20 of Bitcoin Cash, and so the total of all these percentages is 100%. This is the market cap percentages. So you can see that we have twice as much Bitcoin Cash as the market cap. So I'm probably not going to be buying any more Bitcoin Cash for a while. Looks like I'm heavy on that. I'm about right on Bitcoin, about right on Ethereum. So I'm comparing these two columns. Bitcoin Cash I'm heavy on, and Ripple I don't have anything on. So I'll do a session on Ripple next time. I do want to send $1 to my BitPay card here. So let me just show you how this works. So if I want to send in money to Bitcoin Cash, problem is this is a BitPay address, and don't think this is going to work. Yeah, it's not a valid address. So I can't send directly from Trezor to my BitPay card because this address is not really a Bitcoin Cash address. It's not a Bitcoin address. This is a BitPay kind of a receive payment address, and it only works with certain wallets. So my phone wallet is compatible. My phone wallet is CoPay, which is the same company as BitPay. CoPay is kind of their open source version of it. And this is a complaint from some hardcore Bitcoin people or Bitcoin Cash people that their complaint is that BitPay has changed the format and changed the compatibility, and you can't send from a Trezor to one of their cards. You have to use a wallet that's compatible. They have a list. There's quite a few compatible wallets, but I'm just going to send $1 from my phone instead of the Trezor, just so you can see how to get money on this card. Scan. Come on. Okay. Bitcoin. Oh. I bet it's because it's confirming. Wow. So, I've been using this for a while with Bitcoin, and I don't remember having this issue of, while the transaction's confirming, I can't send a new one. But anyway, this morning, this morning I sent $342 to this card to try it out, so that I can use it at restaurants, which is probably where most of my cryptocurrency goes. So you can give it a try yourself if you want. I don't know if I sold it, but that's not really the purpose of this live stream. It's not really to sell specific cryptocurrencies. It's more to show the nitty-gritty details of actually using them, and then you can decide for yourself whether you want to use it or not. So next time I'll probably go with Ripple, and until then, let me just briefly talk about the purpose of my podcast or live stream. So I try to talk about popular cryptocurrency. I own 230 different cryptocurrencies. We're talking about the top 5 coins here, not the number 100 or number 300. So I'm not going to get down that far. Cryptocurrency is a very geeky, technical subject. It's going to be very difficult. I will try to make it as easy as possible, try to stay on the popular stuff. But as you could see from today's session, even currency number, I think number 3, 4, can be quite technical. I use the blockchains directly. You'll notice we didn't use any exchanges today. So we use explorers, keys, seeds, private keys, that kind of stuff. I don't talk about trading coins or trying to grow the portfolio based on selling one coin to buy another or what's going to be hot. I just balance by the market cap, and like you would with the S&P 500 stock market. And other than that, there's not a lot of trading around. We're trying to use these coins. So like with my BitPay card, I've been using Bitcoin for the last couple of months. It's worked pretty good. I'm now trying Bitcoin Cash. I think this will work okay. It seems like these confirmations I need to get used to, or just use my wallet a little more. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about scams and ICOs and security. And all right, so that's it. Thanks a lot for joining. Appreciate you watching. Have a great day.